My name is Ethan, I said softly, staring at my reflection. And I thought I knew what love was. Ethan, come down right now. My father's voice echoed through the house. I'm coming, I replied, my hands slightly shaking. I already knew what this was about. When I walked into the living room, my father was standing with his arms crossed. My mother sat on the couch, her eyes red like she had been crying for hours. Sit, my father said. I'd rather stand, I answered. This is not a joke, he snapped. We heard about that girl again. Her name is Emma, I said. Stop calling her that girl. My mother looked at me, her voice trembling. Why can't you just listen to us? Because you don't even know her, I replied. You judge her without trying. We know enough, my father said. She is not right for you. How do you know that? I asked. Because she's not from a rich family? Because she doesn't act like the girls you like. She will ruin your future, he said firmly. No, I said, shaking my head. She is my future. Silence filled the room for a moment. I could hear my own heartbeat. My mother stood up and walked toward me. Ethan, please, she whispered. We just want what's best for you. I know, I said softly. But this is my life. My father slammed his hand on the table. Your life? As long as you live in this house, you follow my rules. And what if I don't? I asked, looking straight into his eyes. Then you don't belong here, he replied coldly. My chest tightened. You're serious? Very serious, he said. My mother grabbed his arm. Please don't say that. He needs to understand, my father replied. I do understand, I said. I understand that you don't trust me. This is not about trust, he said. Then what is it about? I asked. It's about protecting you from making a mistake, he answered. Loving her is not a mistake, I said. You're too young to know that, he said. I'm old enough to choose who I love, I replied. My mother started crying again. Why are you doing this to us? I'm not doing anything, I said. I just want you to accept her. We never will, my father said without hesitation. Those words hit me harder than anything else. So that's it? I asked quietly. Yes, he said. I took a deep breath. Then I'll say it clearly. Say what? He asked. I love her, I said. And I'm not leaving her. My mother covered her mouth, trying to stop her tears. My father pointed at the door. Then leave this house. For a moment, everything felt unreal. You're kicking me out? I asked. You made your choice, he said. I looked at my mother. Are you okay with this? She didn't answer. She just cried. That's your answer, I said quietly. Ethan, she whispered. Please don't go. I don't want to go, I said. But I can't stay if I have to lie about who I love. My father didn't say anything else. He just stood there, cold and silent. I turned and walked to my room. My hands were shaking as I packed my bag. This is really happening, I whispered to myself. My phone buzzed. It was Emma. Hey, I answered. Are you okay? She asked. No, I said honestly. But I will be. What happened? She asked. I told them about us, I said. And? She asked nervously. They told me to leave, I replied. There was a pause. Ethan, I'm so sorry. Don't be, I said. I chose this. Where are you now? She asked. I'm packing, I said. I'm coming to you, she said quickly. You don't have to, I replied. I want to, she said. I smiled a little. Okay. After I finished packing, I looked around my room one last time. This used to be my home, I said quietly. I walked out with my bag. My parents were still in the living room. I'm leaving, I said. My mother ran to me and hugged me tightly. Please come back, she cried. I will, I said. One day. My father didn't move. Take care of yourself, I told him. He didn't respond. I opened the door and stepped outside. Emma was standing there. Ethan, she said, running toward me. I'm here, I said. She held my hand tightly. We'll be okay. I looked at her and smiled. Yeah, we will. As we walked away together, I didn't look back. I believed I had chosen love over everything, and I believed it would be worth it. This place is small, Emma said, looking around the room. I know, I replied, forcing a smile. But it's ours. She turned to me and smiled softly. It's enough for now. For now, I repeated, holding on to those words like a promise. The room had one bed, a small table, and a weak light that flickered sometimes. It wasn't much, but I told myself it was the start of something better. We'll fix everything, I said. I'll make it better. I believe you, she said, hugging me. The next morning, reality hit hard. Ethan, we're out of groceries, Emma said. I'll get some after work, I replied quickly. And rent? She asked. I'll handle it, I said, even though I had no idea how. At work, I kept my head down. I couldn't afford to lose this job. Hey, new guy, someone said. I looked up. Yeah, I'm Jake, he said, offering his hand. Ethan, I replied, shaking it. You look like you haven't slept, Jake said. I haven't, I admitted. Girl problems? He asked with a smirk. Life problems, I corrected. He laughed. Same thing sometimes. We started working together, and he didn't ask too many questions, which I appreciated. During lunch, he sat next to me. So what's your story? I left my family, I said. For a girl, he guessed. Yeah, I said quietly. He nodded slowly. That's a big move. I love her, I said. I'm sure you do, he replied. Just don't lose yourself for someone else, man. I frowned slightly. What do you mean? I mean, he said, leaning back, people change. Situations change. Don't give up everything and forget who you are. I won't, I said quickly. He looked at me for a second, then nodded. All right, just saying. I ignored his warning. When I got home, Emma was sitting on the bed, scrolling on her phone. You're late, she said. I stayed extra hours, I replied. We need the money. She looked up. Good. I brought food, I said, handing her a bag. Thanks, she said. But her attention went back to her phone. Everything okay? I asked. Yeah, she said. Just thinking. About what? I asked. About our future, she replied. I don't want to live like this forever. We won't, I said. This is temporary. How temporary? She asked. I hesitated. I'm working on it. She sighed. I see other people my age doing so much better. Don't compare, I said. We just started. I know, she said. But I want more. And I'll give you more, I said firmly. You promise? She asked. I promise, I said. From that day, I pushed myself harder. Boss, I can take extra shifts, I said. You sure? He asked. Yes, I replied. Jake shook his head when he heard. You're going to burn out. I don't have a choice, I said. There's always a choice, he replied. Not for me, I said. Days turned into weeks. Ethan, you look terrible, Jake said one day. I'm fine, I replied. You're not fine, he said. You're exhausted. I need the money, I said. For her? He asked. For us? I corrected. When I got home, Emma was dressed up. Where are you going? I asked. Out, she said. With who? I asked. Friends, she replied. Since when? I asked. She rolled her eyes. Do I need permission now? No, I said quickly. I was just asking. I'll be back late, she said, grabbing her bag. Okay, I said quietly. As she walked out, I sat on the bed. This is fine, I told myself. Everything is fine. But it didn't feel fine. The next day, she said, Ethan, we need a better place. I'm trying, I said. Trying isn't enough, she replied. It will be, I said. I saw a couple yesterday, she said. They already have a car and a bigger apartment. That's them, I said. This is us. I don't want this to be us forever, she said. It won't be, I repeated. Jake noticed the change in me. She's pushing you, isn't she? He asked. She believes in me, I said. That's not what I asked, he replied. I stayed silent. Just be careful, he said. Pressure can break people. It won't break me, I said. But deep inside, I felt the weight growing. That night, Emma said softly, I know you're trying. I am, I replied. I just want a better life, she said. And I'll give it to you, I said again. She smiled, but it felt different this time. As I lay awake that night, I stared at the ceiling. I can't fail, I whispered. I won't lose her. But something inside me felt uneasy. Small cracks were starting to form, and I was the only one pretending not to see them. Who are you texting? I asked, trying to sound casual. No one important, Emma replied quickly, locking her phone. I forced a small smile. Okay. But it didn't feel okay. Over the next few days, I started noticing things. Why are you up so late? I asked one night. Just chatting with friends, she said without looking at me. At 2 a.m.? I asked. She sighed. Ethan, don't start. I'm not starting anything, I said. I just asked. You're overthinking, she replied. Maybe, I said quietly. At work, Jake noticed my mood immediately. You look worse than last week, he said. I'm fine, I replied. No, you're not, he said. What's going on? Nothing, I said. He stared at me. That nothing is loud. I hesitated. She's just different. Different how? He asked. Busy, I said. Distant. Jake leaned back. That's not a good sign. It's just stress, I said. She started a new job. Or something else, he said. I shook my head. No, I trust her. He didn't argue, but his silence said enough. That evening, Emma came home dressed better than usual. You look nice, I said. Thanks, she replied, checking herself in the mirror. Big day, I asked. Kind of, she said. I met someone important. Who? I asked. Daniel, she said. He works with senior management. I felt something tighten in my chest. Oh, he's really smart, she added. Knows how business works. That's good, I said. He said I have potential, she continued. I've always said that, I replied. She smiled slightly. Yeah, but hearing it from someone successful feels different. I didn't respond. A few days later, I finally met him. Ethan, this is Daniel, Emma said. I shook his hand. Nice to meet you. Same here, he said confidently. Emma talks about you. Hopefully good things, I said. He smiled. Of course. Something about him felt off. We sat together for coffee. So what do you do? He asked me. I work in a warehouse, I replied. That's tough, he said. But temporary, right? Yeah, I said. I'm working on improving. That's good, he said. Ambition matters. Emma looked at him with admiration. You should hear his ideas, she said. He thinks big. I'm sure, I replied. Daniel leaned back. People who think small stay small. I felt the message behind his words. I believe in steady growth, I said. That works too, he replied with a slight smile. After he left, I turned to Emma. He seems confident, I said. He is, she replied. That's why he's successful. You like that? I asked. Who doesn't? She said. That answer stayed in my mind. That night I said, You've been spending a lot of time with him. It's work, she replied. More than work, I said. She looked at me sharply. What are you implying? Nothing, I said quickly. I just noticed. I'm just networking, she said firmly. Okay, I said. Why are you acting like this? She asked. I'm not, I replied. You are, she said. You're being insecure. I'm not insecure, I said, even though I wasn't sure anymore. Then trust me, she said. I do, I replied. At work the next day, Jake asked, Did you meet the guy? Yeah, I said. And, he asked. I don't like him, I admitted. Jake nodded. There it is. But it doesn't matter, I said. She's just working with him. Or getting closer to him, Jake said. Stop, I said. Don't say that. I'm just being real, he replied. I trust her, I repeated. Jake looked at me seriously. Something's not right. I stayed silent. You feel it too, don't you? He asked. I looked away. Maybe. Then don't ignore it, he said. But I already knew I would. That night, Emma said, Daniel invited me to a business dinner. Only you? I asked. Yes, she said. It's a good opportunity. I see, I said. You don't mind, right? She asked. No, I said. Of course not. She smiled. Thank you for trusting me. Always, I said. But as she walked away, my chest felt heavy. This is normal, I told myself. I'm just overthinking. I repeated it again and again. I trust her. I trust her. But deep inside, something was breaking, and I could feel it clearly. I just refused to see the truth. I'll finish early today, I told Jake. He looked surprised. That's new. I just want to go home, I said. He studied my face. Everything okay? Yeah, I lied. I just miss her. Jake didn't look convinced. All right, just don't ignore that feeling again. I won't, I said. But even I didn't believe it. When I reached the building, something felt off. Why is it so quiet? I whispered to myself. Usually, I could hear the TV or Emma talking on the phone before I even opened the door. But tonight, nothing. I unlocked the door slowly. Emma, I called out. No answer. I stepped inside. Emma, I called again. Still nothing. My heart started beating faster. Maybe she's asleep, I said to myself. But then I heard something. A faint sound. A whisper. A laugh. Coming from the bedroom. I froze. No, it's nothing, I muttered. I walked toward the door slowly. Each step felt heavier than the last. Emma, I said again, my voice shaking. The sound stopped. Silence. My hand touched the door handle. For a second, I hesitated. Don't overthink, I whispered. Then I opened the door, and everything inside me shattered. Emma was there. Not alone. Daniel was with her. My mind went blank. What? I tried to speak, but no words came out. Emma jumped up. Ethan. Daniel stepped back, adjusting his shirt. I stared at them. This couldn't be real. This is a joke, I said weakly. Right? No one answered. My chest tightened. Say something, I shouted. Wait, I can explain, Emma said quickly. I laughed. It didn't sound like my laugh. It sounded empty. Explain what? I said. That I lost my family for this? She looked away. That hurt more than anything. Look at me, I said. She didn't. Look at me, I shouted. Slowly, she raised her eyes. There was no guilt, no panic, just distance. How long? I asked. It's not what you think, she said. Then what is it? I asked. Silence. I nodded slowly. That's what I thought. Daniel cleared his throat. Maybe I should. Stay, I said coldly. You're already part of this. He stopped. I looked at Emma. Answer me. She took a deep breath. Ethan, things changed. Things changed. I repeated. Yes, she said. I changed. I felt something break inside me. So everything we built meant nothing? I asked. It meant something, she said. Then why? I asked. She hesitated. Say it, I said. I want more, she said quietly. I laughed again. More, I said. I gave you everything I had. I know, she said. But it wasn't enough. Those words hit me harder than anything. Not enough, I whispered. Daniel stepped forward slightly. You should calm down. I looked at him. Don't talk to me, I said. He raised his hands. I'm just saying. This is between me and her. I cut him off. He stepped back again. I turned to Emma. Tell me the truth, I said. Do you love him? She didn't answer immediately. That silence was my answer. I see, I said. It's not that simple, she said. It is, I replied. You chose him. She looked frustrated. You don't understand. Then help me understand, I said. I deserve more, she said. Everything stopped. That sentence destroyed me. I deserve more, I repeated softly. Yes, she said. I want a better life, stability, success. And I wasn't enough, I said. She didn't answer. I nodded slowly. Say it, I said. You weren't enough, she whispered. That was it. The final blow. I felt nothing. No anger. No tears. Just emptiness. All right, I said quietly. Ethan, she started. No, I said. Don't. I picked up my bag from the corner. What are you doing? She asked. What does it look like? I replied. You don't have to leave, she said. I stopped. I looked at her. You really think I'd stay? I asked. She stayed silent. That's what I thought, I said. Daniel spoke again. This doesn't have to be dramatic. I smiled at him. You took everything, I said. Enjoy it. He didn't reply. I walked toward the door. Ethan, wait, Emma said. I paused. For a second, I hoped. Maybe she would stop me. Maybe she would say something that would fix everything. But she didn't. I'm sorry, she said. I closed my eyes. Yeah, I said. Me too. I walked out. No one followed me. No one stopped me. The door closed behind me. And just like that, it was over. I stood outside, staring at nothing. This is it, I whispered. I had no home, no family, no love, nothing. I sat on the ground, holding my head. I gave you everything, I said under my breath. My voice broke. And you chose him. People walked past me, but I didn't care. Time didn't matter anymore. After a while, my phone buzzed. It was Jake. Hey, you okay? He asked. I answered slowly. No. What happened? He asked. I took a deep breath. She's gone, I said. There was silence on the other end. I knew it, he said quietly. I didn't, I replied. Where are you? He asked. Outside, I said. Stay there, he said. I'm coming. Okay, I said. I ended the call. I looked up at the sky. It's over, I whispered. And for the first time, I truly felt alone. I didn't leave my bed for 2 days. Ethan, you're still in here? Jake's voice was rough, like he hadn't slept either. I'm fine, I mumbled without opening my eyes. No, you're not, he said, kicking my door open. Jake, just go, I whispered. I don't want to see anyone. Then you'll rot here, he snapped. Wake up. I don't care, I said, my voice breaking. Everything's gone anyway. He sat on the edge of the bed. She's gone, yeah. But you're still here. I lost everything, I said, staring at the ceiling. Emma, my family, my home, everything I worked for. Jake shook his head. Exactly. You lost it for her. So now what? What do you mean? I asked bitterly. I mean, he said slowly. Stop letting this ruin you. Build something for yourself. For Ethan, not for anyone else. I laughed, hollow. Build? I can't even pay my rent. You're alive, aren't you? He asked. That's enough to start. I didn't answer. Couldn't. For hours, I stayed silent, thinking about everything I had lost. My parents, I had left them. Would they even want me back? My pride wouldn't let me ask. My shame wouldn't let me show my face. I thought about Emma. The smile, the touch, the promises. All lies now. Or maybe they weren't lies. I wasn't sure. I can't do it, I whispered. Yes, you can, Jake said firmly. You've hit rock bottom, yeah, but rock bottom is solid ground. You can push off it. I closed my eyes. I hate her. Good, he said. Hate keeps you moving. Use it. Don't let it destroy you. I hate myself more, I admitted. You should, he said. You let someone else define your life. But it's over. Time to define it yourself. I didn't speak for a long time. Finally, I sat up. My hands shook. I don't even know where to start. Start small, he said. Get out of bed. Eat. Shower. Work. One thing at a time. I nodded slowly, trying to breathe. I can't believe I fell for it, I muttered. All those nights working. All those promises wasted. Nothing's wasted, Jake said. You learned. You survived. You're alive. That's not nothing. I feel like a fool, I said quietly. Good, he said. Be a smart fool next time. Learn from this. I ran my hands through my hair. I want to go back to my parents. Maybe beg. Maybe. No, he said firmly. Don't beg. Don't crawl back. That's not you anymore. I looked at him. Then what do I do? Rebuild, he said simply. From the ashes. From yourself. I swallowed hard. Rebuild, for me? For you, he repeated. Not anyone else. You decide your life. I stared at the wall. I don't know if I can. You can, he said. And you will. You just have to start. I clenched my fists. I won't beg anyone again, I said, my voice stronger. I'll rebuild. Jake smiled slightly. There it is. The Ethan I know. I felt something inside me shift. A spark. Small, fragile, but real. I'll work, I said quietly. I'll push harder than before. I'll be someone no one can ignore. Good, Jake said. And I'll be here. Every step. Thanks, I said. I mean it. You better, he replied with a grin. For the first time in days, I felt a little control returning. This is it, I whispered to myself. No more looking back. No more begging. Just me, and what I build from here. I didn't know the road ahead, but I knew I had to start. And this time, I wouldn't let anyone define me. Not Emma. Not my parents. Not anyone. I would rise on my own. I would rebuild. I need a fresh start, I told Jake one morning. About time, he said with a grin. You've been wallowing long enough. I mean it this time, I said. I want to work, really work, not just survive. Jake nodded. Good. I know someone who can help. He introduced me to Mr. Carter at a small office downtown. Ethan, this is Mr. Carter, Jake said. Mr. Carter looked me up and down. So, you're the one who survived heartbreak and humiliation, he said. I blinked. That obvious? He smiled faintly. You carry it on your face. Good. That suffering means you can grow. I frowned. Grow? Yeah, he said. People who haven't suffered often fail when the real pressure hits. You've been tested. Now we build. I nodded slowly. I want to learn. He raised an eyebrow. Do you? Learning isn't easy. It will hurt. It will exhaust you. And if you fail, no one will help you. I understand, I said firmly. I'm ready. Good, he said. Then start today. Jake watched me. Remember what I said? This is for you, not anyone else. I know, I replied. I won't fail. The first week was brutal. Ethan, focus, Mr. Carter shouted. You're sloppy. I'm sorry, I said, wiping sweat from my forehead. No sorries, he said sharply. Actions, not words. Learn discipline. Yes, sir, I said. Days turned into long hours of spreadsheets, meetings, and learning the basics of business. This isn't easy, I admitted to Jake one evening. It shouldn't be, he said. If it's easy, it won't change you. Mr. Carter wasn't cruel, just demanding. You're improving, he said one day. Not perfect, but improving. Good. Keep going. I will, I said. One afternoon, while organizing files, I met Lily. Hi, you must be Ethan, she said softly. I work here too. Yes, I said, extending my hand. She shook it gently. I've heard a lot about you. Mr. Carter thinks you have potential. Thanks, I said. I'm trying. I can tell, she said with a kind smile. If you ever need help, let me know. Thanks, I said again. Her calm energy was a relief after weeks of tension. Over time, Lily and I worked on projects together. She never pried, never rushed me. "You're improving," she said one day while reviewing my work. "Really?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "You're learning discipline, and you take responsibility for mistakes. That's rare." "I've had practice," I said quietly. She looked at me curiously. "Practice? Life?" I said softly. "It taught me the hard way." She nodded, understanding without judgment. Days turned into weeks, and slowly I noticed changes. "I can't believe I'm saying this," I told Jake. "But I feel lighter." "That's healing," he said. "You're focusing on yourself instead of what you lost." "It feels good," I admitted. "I'm not just surviving anymore. I'm building." "Good," Jake said. "Now keep going." Mr. Carter called me into his office one morning. "Ethan," he said, "you've come a long way. You're disciplined, confident, and you handle pressure better than most." "Thank you, sir," I said. "Good," he said. "But don't get comfortable. Growth never stops." "I understand," I said. Outside, Lily smiled at me quietly. "You're doing well," she said. "Thanks," I replied. "I appreciate it." "You deserve it," she said softly. Her words stayed with me. They were simple but meaningful. I didn't need grand gestures or fake promises, just respect and encouragement. One evening, I looked around my small apartment after work. I had food, a little money saved, and a purpose. "I'm not the same person," I whispered to myself. "I survived. I'll keep surviving." I called Jake. "I think I'm ready for the next step," I said. "Good," he said, "because you're just getting started." I smiled faintly. "I know, and I'm not looking back." For the first time in months, I felt hope. Not the naive hope I had with Emma, but real, steady hope. I had fallen, yes, I had suffered, but now I was rising, and nothing could stop me. Not heartbreak, not shame, not anyone. I had myself, and that was enough. I walked into the lobby of my office building, briefcase in hand, and stopped for a moment to admire the view. "Hey, Ethan," Jake said behind me. "Still amazed at your own success?" "Every day," I replied with a small smile. "Never thought I'd get here." "You earned it," he said. "All that suffering. Look at you now." I shrugged. "It feels different when you do it for yourself." Years had passed. I had rebuilt everything. A steady career, my own apartment, respect, and stability. I had finally healed. "Morning," my assistant said, handing me a file. I barely looked at it. My mind wandered. Something felt off. And then I saw her, Emma, standing near the elevators. She froze when she saw me. Her hair was tied back, clothes simple, tired eyes staring at me. No Daniel by her side. I stopped walking. "Ethan," she whispered. I didn't respond. I just stared. I made a mistake," she said, stepping closer. I kept my distance. My chest was calm. My hands relaxed. "Ethan," she said again, voice trembling. "You're late," I said softly, not looking at her. She blinked, confused. I made a mistake leaving you." I nodded slowly. "Is that all?" I didn't know what I wanted," she admitted. "Daniel left. Everything fell apart. I regret it." I said nothing. I thought I wanted stability, success, but I lost the person who loved me, she said. "I'm sorry. I should have fought for us." I finally looked at her. Her face, pale and exhausted, carried no confidence, no pride. She had changed. "Do you expect me to what?" I asked. "Just hear me out," she said. Maybe we can start over." I shook my head slightly. "No, Emma." Her lips trembled. "But you're not the same person I loved," I said. "And I'm not the same man you left behind." Tears glistened in her eyes. "Ethan, please." "I'm not angry," I said. "I'm not sad. I feel nothing. And that's the point." She looked stunned. "Nothing?" "Yes," I said. "I learned. I survived. I rebuilt. I'm not broken anymore. Her shoulders slumped. So, that's it. That's it, I confirmed. I don't hate you. I don't love you. I simply don't care anymore. She turned away, lips pressed tight, trying to hide her tears. I thought, maybe you'd forgive me, she whispered. I forgave myself, I said. That's enough. She paused, then nodded slowly. I see. Goodbye, Emma, I said, and I meant it. She left without another word. I stood there for a moment, watching her disappear into the lobby crowd. Jake appeared beside me. That was intense, he said softly. Not really, I replied. I'm free now. That's what matters. You handled it well, he said. You've grown. I smiled faintly. I didn't just survive. I thrived. And that's the difference. For the first time, I felt completely in control. The man who had lost everything no longer existed. I was stronger, wiser, and untouchable. No past mistake, no betrayal, no heartbreak could shake me anymore. I had reclaimed my life. And Emma's regrets? They were hers to bear. I turned back toward my office, feeling the calm weight of victory. Years of pain, struggle, and rebuilding had led to this moment. And I knew one thing for certain. I would never let anyone hold my life hostage again. I was unstoppable now, completely free, and finally, at peace. I was in my office reviewing contracts when I saw her through the glass door. Emma. My chest tightened instantly, but I kept my voice calm. Ethan, can we talk? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't move. Now? I said. You've said everything before. I know, she said quickly. But I need to. I've been a fool. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. I looked down at the papers in front of me. I've heard this before. No, listen, she said, stepping closer. I was stupid. Please, give me another chance. I closed my eyes for a moment. Memories flooded me. The nights I cried alone, the pain of losing my family, the humiliation, the betrayal. I lost everything for you, I said quietly. Do you even understand that? I do, she whispered, tears forming. I was wrong. I see it now. I can't live without you. Please. I turned slowly to face her. Her eyes were pleading, desperate. Do you have any idea what it felt like? I asked. To come home, see nothing left? To rebuild my life from scratch? I do, she said softly. And I regret it every single day. I sighed, leaning back in my chair. Do you think saying sorry fixes it? I know it doesn't, she said. But I'm asking. Just one chance. I felt a pang of old emotion, a brief echo of the man I used to be. But I caught myself. Lily walked in quietly, carrying a file. She noticed the tension instantly. Ethan, she said softly, do you want me to? No, I said. This is my decision. Lily nodded, understanding. She didn't push. She never did. Jake's voice came to me through a call I had missed earlier. I listened to his message. This is your test, Ethan. Don't let old wounds blind you. I put the phone down and looked at Emma again. I remember everything, I said. The nights I slept on the floor. The nights I starved. The nights I cried because I had no one. I know, she said. I can't change the past, but I can be here now. Let me show you I've changed. Do you think that matters? I asked. Do you think just showing up fixes everything? I'll do whatever it takes, she said. Anything. I laughed quietly, a hollow sound. You think saying sorry and showing up undoes years of pain? It doesn't. I know, she said. But I love you. I always have. I was blind, but I see now. Please, Ethan, don't leave me behind again. I stood, walking toward the window, looking at the city below. I forgave myself first, I said. That's how I rebuilt my life. I survived your betrayal. I became stronger because of it. Her shoulders slumped. So, you won't take me back? I forgive you, I said slowly, turning to face her. I forgive you for everything, but I can't go back. Tears ran down her face. please, at least, stay friends? I shook my head gently. I don't think that would be healthy. Not for me. Not yet. She nodded, swallowing hard. I understand. I hope you find your own path, I said. And I hope you learn from this, just like I did. She looked at me one last time. I'm sorry, she whispered. I know, I said quietly. I know. She turned and left without another word, her footsteps echoing down the hall. I felt the silence settle over me. My heart didn't ache. My chest didn't tighten. I had forgiven her, but this time, forgiveness wasn't weakness. It was freedom. Lily came over, setting the file on my desk. You okay? She asked softly. I am, I said. More than okay. I'm free. Jake called later, checking in. Did she come back? She did, I said. And I forgave her. But I didn't go back. Good, he said. You passed your test. I leaned back in my chair, looking out the window. The man who once begged, cried, and broke for love no longer existed. I had built myself up from nothing, and now nothing could touch me. I was whole. I was free, and I would never be anyone's second choice again. I stood outside my old home, heart pounding. After years, I had finally decided to return. The door opened before I could knock. My mother froze, eyes wide. Ethan? She whispered. I'm here, Mom, I said softly. She ran forward and hugged me tightly. I felt her tears soaking my shirt. Oh, my boy, she sobbed. I missed you, I whispered, holding her back. I missed you too, she said, stepping back but holding my hands. We prayed every day for you. I swallowed hard. I'm sorry for leaving, for everything. Her tears fell freely. It wasn't just you. We didn't understand. We were afraid for you. I know, I said quietly, but I chose my path, and I suffered for it. She nodded, still clutching my hands. I'm just glad you're here. Then I saw him, my father, standing in the doorway, arms crossed, silent. Dad, I said, voice catching. I know I left, and I know I caused pain, but I wanted to say I was wrong. He didn't move at first, just looked at me, eyes steady, silent. Finally, after what felt like forever, he spoke. You learned the hard way, but you came back stronger. I blinked, stunned. You forgive me? I forgive you, he said slowly. But more than that, I respect the man you've become. I felt something I hadn't felt in years. A weight lifting, a door opening. Thank you, Dad, I said softly. We walked inside together. My mother held my arm, smiling through tears. I can't believe you're really here, she whispered. I'm here to stay, I said. I want to rebuild with both of you. He nodded, finally relaxing his shoulders. It won't be easy. There's a lot to repair. But we'll do it. I smiled faintly. I want that. We sat in the living room. The air was thick with emotions we hadn't shared in years. I was afraid you'd never come back, my mother said. I was scared too, I admitted. But I had to face everything on my own first. You've grown, my father said, glancing at me. You've endured pain, loss, and now you understand life better than we ever could have taught you. I've learned, I said, and I want to use that learning to be a better son, a better man. He nodded. Then let's start fresh. Slowly, carefully. No rushing. I looked at both of them, feeling a warmth I hadn't felt in years. Home wasn't just a place, it was love. I missed this, I said quietly. I missed you both. We missed you too, my mother said, hugging me again. For the first time in years, I felt whole. The past had hurt, but it had also shaped me. And now I had the chance to mend what I had broken. We talked for hours, laughter and tears mixing, slowly rebuilding what had been lost. I realized healing wasn't about forgetting. It was about facing the truth, accepting it, and choosing to move forward. I looked at my father. Thank you for waiting. He nodded. We never stopped hoping, and now we can move on together. I smiled softly, feeling the tension in my chest ease. For the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. My family was here and I was home, and I knew that no matter what happened next, we would face it together. I had returned stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever life would bring. This was the closure I had longed for, and it felt real. I stood on the balcony of my apartment, looking at the city lights. The night was quiet, and for the first time in years, my mind wasn't racing. "I never thought I'd see this moment," Lily said softly beside me. I glanced at her. "What moment?" "This moment," she said, smiling gently. "You at peace." I laughed quietly. Peace feels strange. I used to think I could never feel it again. "You earned it," she said. "Every struggle, every heartbreak, it led you here." I shook my head. "I lost so much. Emma, my family, my pride." "You didn't lose everything," Lily said. "You found yourself. That's worth more than anyone else." I looked down at my hands. I wasted so many nights thinking life was over. I blamed her, I blamed myself. I forgot I still had a choice. "You chose yourself," she said quietly. "That's powerful." I smiled faintly. I could have chosen revenge. I could have let anger rule me. But I realized I didn't want to be a prisoner of the past. "And you're not," she said softly. "I thought my life ended when she left me," I admitted. "But that was just the beginning." Lily reached for my hand. "And now," I said, squeezing hers. "I live for myself. I value my peace, my growth, my happiness. I don't need anyone to complete me. I only need someone to share it with." "You don't need me?" she asked playfully. I chuckled. "No. I choose you, but not because I'm broken or lonely. I choose you because I want to. I choose life." Her smile grew, soft and understanding. "That's beautiful." "I see now," I said, staring out at the city. "That love isn't about possession. It's about respect, trust, and support. I can forgive, I can heal, but I won't compromise my worth again." "You won't," she said, nodding. "And you shouldn't." I felt the weight of years lift. The nights of despair, the moments I thought I couldn't go on. They were all part of this. They shaped me into someone stronger. "I've learned," I said quietly. "I've learned that pain teaches, loss strengthens, and solitude heals." "And love?" Lily asked. "Love," I said slowly, "can be a gift or a lesson. I'll take both now, but I won't let it define me." She squeezed my hand. "And I'll be here, not as a replacement for anyone, but as someone who sees you for who you are." I smiled softly. "Exactly. That's all I could ever want." I took a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill my lungs. "I thought I'd never recover from losing everything," I whispered. "But I see now that losing what wasn't meant for me was the first step toward finding what truly is." "And you found it," Lily said quietly. "Yes," I said. "I found myself. I found peace. I found strength. I found someone who stands beside me, not to fix me, but to walk with me." I looked at her, feeling gratitude, clarity, and hope. This is my story. Not the story of heartbreak, betrayal, or mistakes, but the story of survival, growth, and self-worth. Lily rested her head lightly on my shoulder. "And it's beautiful." "It is," I said, closing my eyes for a moment. "Because now I live for me. Because now I choose myself every day." I smiled, feeling the city lights reflecting the journey I had endured. "Everything I lost," I whispered softly, "was never truly gone. It was waiting for me to grow strong enough to recognize what matters." "And you did," Lily said. "Yes," I said, voice steady. "I did. And that's enough. More than enough." I took one last deep breath, feeling the calm, the hope, the freedom. "My story didn't end when I fell," I said quietly. "It began, and for the first time I truly believed it. I was whole, I was free, and I was ready for everything that life would give me next."